I got these new moulds from Let's Resin and I can't wait to have a go at them. You know how much I love a crystal ball or a sphere. And these ones are a little bit different. This one's got mushrooms on it and a few leaves that are going around the outside. And this one has got a parakeet sitting on a branch. Now these are quite deep, so what I'm going to be using is a deep pour resin with these because I don't want these to over cure. And they do sit really nice and level, which is always a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour this parrot first and this bit, and then clear up anything inside where I've spread the powder around, because I will, there's no doubt about it. I'm going to be using the long-handled makeup brushes or makeup sponges for this because it's going to make life a little bit easier for me. I'm using 3 different colours. I'm using the Let's Resin Chameleon powders. I'm using magenta, gold and blue. I'm not sure if you're aware though, but as well as chameleon powders, Let's Resin also do chameleon flakes and they are amazing. I use those an awful lot. They do a translucent epoxy resin dye and I always use this one. It's definitely my go-to one. It works so well and the colours are superb. And they do alcohol inks. You can get different sizes. I've got 18 and 26. Now, you know, if you've seen any of my videos, that I think their alcohol inks are by far the best. They fade the least out of all alcohol inks. They do metallic powders, which are great. All these different metallic powders. So you've got rustic gold, antique gold, bronze and copper. Plus they've got thermochromic powder as well, which is brilliant. So this changes colour as it heats up and I've used that a lot. The reason I'm letting you know this is because a lot of people just think that they do moulds and resin, but they don't. And I feel their products are so good, I want to show them to you. I want to have the beet gold. So that's the first bit I'm going to do. So I'm going to dip in there with that, get some gold. Now, I don't mind if it spreads around a little bit in there because that's going to add to the beautiful colours that are there. What I'm using is my thumb here to push that mould in so I can get to it. Push that little bit of the mould in. And then I'm going to brush that beak on. There we go. That's that done. I'm going to run a little bit of that gold through the feathers as well. Just a little bit to give it a bit of a contrast. Down here. There we go. That's enough. And now the next one I'm going to do is the eyes. But I'm going to do the eyes with a little bit of black mica powder. I'm using a micro brush for this. Pop that in the mica powder. Put that in there. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to do the head. A little bit of red. Some red down the rest of its feathers. And now the rest of it, I'm going to do in blue. So as you can see here, I've got some on there, different colours going all the way around. And now I'm going to be using the blue and fill that in completely. So now I've got that all coloured. What I'm going to do is go in here with a baby wipe and get rid of any of the over pour dust or the bits that of powder that have gone over areas that I didn't want it. I use the Huggies baby wipes. I find that they work the best. Thankfully, they're one of the cheapest. Then once I've given that a good clean, I'll go in with one more that is cleaner and just give that the final go over. Yeah, that's lovely and clean in there now. And now what I can do is start on this one. This one I'm going to do slightly differently. I'm going to colour the mushrooms in this one as well. But what I'm also going to do is I'm going to try and keep this one really clear, where this one I'm going to have as a solid colour. So I've finished decorating those from the inside now. And all I need to do is mix up my resin. Like I said, this one is going to be, I'm going to try and do clear. And this one I'm going to fill with, actually I might fill it halfway with gold and halfway clear. Oh yeah, I think that might look nice. We'll see. We will know as soon as it's demolded. So I've mixed my deep pour up, which is 2:1 resin. And I've also put the gold mica powder in and a little bit of pigment paste as well. I have decided I'm going to do this whole thing in gold rather than put the bottom on in clear, because I'm not sure I would like it. Now I'm just giving it a bit of squidgy widgy going around. Not too much because I don't want to knock off those beautiful powders that I've put on. Now I'm going to fill that up quite slowly. Thankfully, Let's Resin always put on their moulds how much resin you need. So it takes all the guesswork out of it. I always add a little bit more just in case I need it. And now what I'm going to do is leave that about half an hour, let all the bubbles come up that I'll have mixed in, and then I can burn those off with a long neck lighter. And if I need to top it up, I've still got a little bit there I can top up with, because you get about an hour's working time using a deep pour, if not more, to be perfectly honest. It's always best to pour in slowly and often down the edge of the mold like this. And that will help you avoid any trap bubbles and things like that. I want to say a massive thank you to all my members whose names are coming up now. And members, if you haven't checked out the new video on how to display your stuff for photographs on your website and to display at craft fairs and things like that, then check out the new members only video that's gone up. We've got quite a lot of members only videos up there now. There's got to be at least 36 of them. So make sure to check that out, members. So I'm pouring that in nice and slowly, and as you can see, that hasn't released or caused too many bubbles in that. Now this one where I've put the powders on, because I've got no colour in the resin, it is going to be more translucent of a finish. When you add a colour into the resin and then pour it in, it really does make those colours, those chameleon colours, pop. There's a big bubble there that I just can't cope with, that has got to go. Get rid of some of these as well around the edge. And now I'll leave that for half an hour and then do any topping up that I need to do. Well, these are all cured now, and that one's looking lovely and clear. So hopefully I washed off the excess mica powder everywhere. The first one I'm going to demold is the parrot one. Oh, look how pretty that has come out. Oh, I love that. Look, I'm not sure my camera's doing it any justice, but that has come out so pretty. And now using those different streaks of the chameleon powders really does help give it that iridescence. Yeah, I love it. And I managed to clean it all off really well going round that. And if I was to display this at a craft fair, I would definitely display it on one of my little stands that I've made. And I talk about these more in my members only videos. And there's a new one coming out soon. So there's that one. I love that. So let's have a look at the mushrooms. Now remember, these colours aren't going to be as solid because we've done clear over the top. They should still look quite ethereal. Oh, and that has come out so much better than I could have ever dreamt. I definitely cleaned it up well because you can see the clarity in there. And those colours on those mushrooms have really... Oh, they're beautiful. I absolutely love that. Look at that. That is so pretty. And I'm pleased I did this one clear. And there's no bubbles in that at all. That is why it's always really important to use the correct resin for the job. So these moulds come in a set. I got both of them in the set. I will link them in the description below. And they are a lot of fun. Love them to pieces. Let me know in the comment if you've made anything with these yet, or if you're going to get them and love them as much as I do. Check the video I've got coming up next if you want to learn more about using resin. I think you'll really enjoy that video. Boot the like button, hit the subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.